What's up everyone? Minto from Jasmine Software here. In today's video, we're going to talk about Salesforce Lightning and how to navigate the new user interface and how to use Jasmine in this new user experience. What is Salesforce Lightning? Salesforce Lightning is a better, more modern user interface built by Salesforce from the ground up. Salesforce Lightning incorporates many of the more modern web techniques like responsive web and mobile web design. In addition, Salesforce Lightning is built to be more secure. With Salesforce Lightning, Salesforce is able to build new features that weren't possible before. And in Jasmine, we're able to utilize these features to create new and exciting features that'll be announced later. When you first log into Jasmine, and if you're in Salesforce Classic, you can easily switch to the Lightning experience by clicking the Switch to Lightning Experience link up top. So after switching to Salesforce Lightning, you'll notice we're already in Jasmine. And you can tell by the Jasmine logo here at the top left, and also the app name down here. Now, if you ever find yourself outside of the Jasmine app and want to get back in, you can click on the app launcher, which is this set of dots, and that'll open up a menu for you to select or search for apps. So in this case, I can type in Jasmine and the Jasmine app will come up. Or you can click on the View All, and this will show you all of the apps as well as tabs that we were used to in the Salesforce Classic environment. Another prominent feature that'll be really helpful for you is this Omni search at the top here. So you can search the whole database for any record. You can also, select which type of record you want to search for. So first, we'll go to the Calendar tab. And in terms of functionality, this tab is exactly like the tab that you're used to in the Salesforce Classic user interface. So nothing's changed here. So everything's the same. To create an appointment, just click on a date and time, type in the patient's name, and if it pops up, just select their name, and the fields will populate, and then you can create the appointment. And next, we'll go to the Contacts tab. And this is where you'll be able to see all of your contacts in the database. Very similar to what you're used to with Salesforce Classic. You'll be able to click on the drop-down list here to see the different list views. To see all of the contacts in the database, we can select the All Contacts list view. And that'll just show us all of the contacts here in the tabular view. There's now also a search box for you to search this Contacts tab. And so we can do something like Jane, and that'll give us all of the names with Jane in the system. You can also create new list views. So you can do that through here, very similar to what we did in Salesforce Classic. And you can also change the display. So it's kind of cool. So here we're in the table display, but we can also do like a split view where we get the contacts here on the left-hand side, and then we can select the patient's name, and then that will show us the patient's details in the main panel. So that's kind of cool. We can always go back to the table view if that's what you're more interested in, more comfortable with. And next we'll go into a patient's record and talk about that. Let's click on Jane Doe's contact record. This is a bit different than what we're used to in Salesforce Classic, but I think what I'm excited about is that it's a little more eye-pleasing, and also the data is laid out a little better than previously. So what you'll see when you're on the contact is all of the buttons here at the top. These are the same buttons we had on Salesforce Classic. They've all been rewritten to work with Salesforce Lightning. You'll also see that there's 3 tabs across the top here. So on the Details tab, this is where all of the fields that you're used to show up. And then previously in Salesforce Classic, you'll notice that under the Details view were all the related lists. So now related lists are under the Related tabs. And that just makes it a lot easier to navigate and see your data, and not so cluttered like it was previously. And so here on the Related tabs, you'll see all of the related lists that you're used to. So SOAP notes, intake forms, receipts, and notes and attachments. This is where the sign forms will show up, and you can also upload your own form if you need to. Going back up, you'll see that activities are now under the Activity tab. So this is where your events and your tasks that are associated with this contact will show up. So what's nice is that they have this kind of a timeline view. So you kind of see October, September, and then you'll also be able to, here at the top, log a call. If you were using that feature, you can also send a one-off email to this patient as well, and this just makes it really easy. Now let's create a SOAP note, and we can do that by going to the Related tab, clicking on a SOAP note, and then we'll click on the clone button so that it creates a new SOAP note for us and copies all the old data so we don't have to retype everything. You'll notice that the session start time has already been set for us, and the chief complaint was copied over from the old SOAP note. Just like the contact record, you'll notice that there's a Related tab here as well. So this is where you'll see the ICD-10 codes and the CPT codes and any notes and attachments. You also notice that because we cloned this, the old SOAP note, all the ICD-10 codes and the CPT codes were copied over as well. So now we can go back to the Details page. If you want to fill out the SOAP note, you can just click on the Edit button and fill out more details about this treatment. Click Save when you're done. We can scroll down when we're done and enter in the herbal plan as well as a supplement plan. All of this should not be new from Salesforce Classic. And when you're ready to create a receipt, you can just click on the New Receipt button down here. Now that the patient's ready to check out, we'll click the New Receipt button. This will generate a new receipt for us and create a link on the SOAP note. So we can go back down to the receipt section, and now we see the receipt. We'll click on the link, which will take us to the receipt that was just generated. Here we see all the regular fields that we were used to. And just as we saw in the contact record and the SOAP note, we also have a Related tab here. So this just makes it really nice where everything is put into their own tab so that it's out of the way. So if we go to the Related tab, we see the ICD-10 codes and the CPT codes that are related. If there were any herbal products or products, they would be associated here, and then we haven't had any payments or claims, so those are empty as well. So we'll go back to the details section here, and another thing you'll notice is that all the regular buttons that we're used to on the receipt are up here at the top, and they've all been rewritten for the Salesforce Lightning experience, and I think you'll really like them. Now I want to talk about reports for a little bit and see what changes have been made for Salesforce Lightning. So to do that, we'll go to the Reports tab. And as you'll see, the user interface is a lot cleaner and different than what we saw before. So you can, one thing you'll notice that you can always go back to the old Salesforce Classic report user interface if you want to. On the left here, you'll see ways to navigate the reports that are in the system. You can see all reports, and then to see the previous Jasmine reports, which will still work, you can click on the all folders, and that'll just show you all the folders in the system, and you can go to the Jasmine reports, and there you'll see all the reports that you're used to and have been using. So we can click on, a report here, and that'll just run the report like usual, right? So let's go back to reports and see what creating a new report looks like now. So we'll just click on the new report button. And here, a little different in the UI, but the intent is the same. Here you'll first choose the report type. So let's say we want to report on the contacts in the system. We'll just click on contacts and accounts, click continue, and that'll start the report for us to where we can start customizing it. So if we want to see the fields on the reports, we can just click on this menu item here to open up. And let's say, for example, we want to customize the fields that are on the report right now. We can, of course, do what we did before. We can remove columns like this. We can also do remove columns on the left on this menu menu here. So click on, we can just click on the X to remove title. Maybe we don't want account. Maybe we don't need, the country, fax, who uses fax anymore, account owner. And let's say we want to bring in a field, maybe birth date. So birth date, and we can just grab it and drag it to a place here on the layout. And there we have the birthday field. Previously, you might want to also add filters. So now filters is under this tab here. We can change this. I always like to change this to all accounts if that's what you want. And then here this will select by date. So we can click that, and then maybe you want to select all the contacts that have been created for all time. So we'll do that here. And then if there's any other filters you want to add, like maybe you want to do like a first name filter, you can do that as well. So now we have our report. We think we're done. We can click the run button, and that'll run our report, show us our data. If that all looks good, you can then save the report to the reports folder and have it for use later. Hopefully that was helpful in getting you started with Jasmine on Salesforce Lightning. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.